For 2024 model year, Mercedes-Benz is refreshing its best-selling midsize SUV, and that's the GLE. Now, while there's no drastic changes to the appearance of this vehicle, there are some significant ones that are worth mentioning. And today, thanks to Mercedes-Benz of Bonita Springs, I'm going to take in a complete tour of this vehicle. We're going to check it out from the exterior, interior, test drive the whole 9 yards. And if this is the first time you see me, my name's Matt here on Matt the Carguy. I post 2 car reviews every single week. That's something that interests you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Now let's get back to this. When you look at the front of this vehicle, it'd be like, hey, so what's changed for 2024? We'll get to it, but let's start with the styling of the GLE. So first of all, I do like the hood. I do like how nicely sculpted it is. It does have those 2 lines creating this raise in the middle and the indents on the side for better aerodynamics. What has changed are the lights. The lights are brand new, fully LED lights with the new daytime running light signature. And I do have this performance package with the AMG styling. You can see this huge Mercedes star right here that illuminates at night, by the way, and this little Mercedes stars that are incorporated in this grille. Looks really sharp. Bottom portion, that's open right here, that's encased in this chrome trim that's at the bottom front fascia right here, and then on the sides you have the air intakes, the air curtains that are fully functional for better performance and aerodynamics. Several different engines options are available on the GLE this year. Let's take a look at the base one. Underneath the hood, you'll find this 2-liter inline 4-cylinder turbocharged engine with mild hybrid system, and that's the difference between this and the previous year. And we have a total output 255 horsepower, 295 foot-pounds of torque. It's made it to a 9G-tronic 9-speed automatic transmission. This is a 4Matic, which is Mercedes words for all-wheel drive, and it can actually propel this vehicle 0 to 60 in about 6.5 seconds. I do like this under hood setup over here with the noise insulation with the hood struts and this nice latch for extra security. Now, there's a brand new powertrain coming to the GLE later on, and that is a plug-in hybrid, but we're going to do it in a separate video. Here on the side, I think it looks identical to 2023 model year. If you know of any changes, let me know in the comment section below, but I couldn't find any. I do like this AMG package on the side. What it consists of the wheel arches that are painted the same color as the rest of the vehicle, more aggressive side skirt right at the bottom, and of course, there is more pronounced wheel arch in the back because it does have staggered tires, much wider tires in the back. You get 275 width in the front, 315 in the back, so huge difference. Talking about the wheel and tire setup, 21-inch rims on this one. That has been upgraded. Multi-spoke AMG 2-tone wheels. I really like the design of it. We have 275, 45 and 21, but in the back you got 315 by 40, so wider and shorter tire. And what do we have as far as the surroundings of the windows? You do have this satin chrome, the same color as on the roof rails. Shiny chrome on top of the door handles, and this vehicle is equipped with the optional 360 view camera. It also does have the turn signal indicator on the mirrors itself. The tops of the mirrors painted the same color as the rest of the vehicle, which, by the way, it's called the Obsidian black, so this is the sparky one. It is an extra option. In the mirror itself, you also have a blind spot monitoring system, and it is equipped with a keyless go, so any of those 4 door handles, if you have the key on you, you can lock this vehicle by just touching it or unlock it by sticking your hand inside of the door handle. You can see the power mirrors actually fold and unfold. One thing I like about the back end is how aggressive and how masculine it looks. And check this out. These are the arches that I was telling you about on the side of this vehicle. They're much more pronounced in the back, creating that more aggressive and athletic stance. Now this one is more accentuated even with this spoiler that has been added on top of the gate spoiler that's built in on the vehicle. This is not a part of any package. This is just a standalone option, which actually looks pretty good. Third brake light right here, exposed wiper, GLE350, 4Matic on the other side, and the brand new LED taillights. The shape is very similar to what we've seen on the previous Gen 1, but all the interior is completely different. Mercedes star, and then you have this bright chrome trim piece that's underneath here. You have this sill on top of the bumper to prevent it from scratching, and this very nice and aggressive bumper. Now the only thing that I wish they did is either get the real exhaust or get rid of the fake ones. These are fake exhaust. They look decent, but they just don't serve any purpose. And the tow hitch. Now this vehicle is capable of towing up to 7,700 pounds, which is pretty nice number for the mid-size segment. And let's pop the gate open. Let me see if I can do that with swinging my foot underneath it. Probably not. But the vehicle is running, so maybe that there's some safety features on. But let me open the gate and let's check out how much room we have. You're walking up on it, you can see this is so typical to Mercedes-Benz. This is lock and close, and then you have it illuminated space underneath it, and also a warning light on the side. As far as the space of it, it does have a nice roomy cargo area in the back. Of course, this is a 5-seater, so there's no third row seat on this vehicle, but you can definitely fit quite a bit of luggage in here. And if you needed to extend this cargo roominess, all you have to do is basically unlatch the seats, and they do fold down. That's basically a 60-40 split. If you wanted to remove the cargo cover, you can do that as well. Underneath this floor, you have a spare tire, so in case you were wondering, there's a spare tire on this vehicle. A little bit more of cargo compartment, some illumination here, and that is pretty much it. Let's see if we have any goodies right here. Yeah, there's fuse box and power outlet on this side. There's no release on the seats, and I can think this vehicle can actually benefit from having some kind of release of the back seats here instead of trying to do it like I did it. Interior of this vehicle is nice and comfortable. Just check this out. I'm 6 feet tall. I have plenty of headroom, shoulder room, and knee room. Look at the distance between my knees and this seat right here, several inches, and I have the seat adjusted to my regular driving position. The interior is very nice too. Let me show it to you. And let's start with the rear door panel. I do like the colors on it. So this is macchiato beige. That's the color of the seats. On the interior, of course, you have the black, and you have the natural brown walnut trim. This is kind of the open port trim. So you can see this vehicle is equipped with the Burmester stereo, which is, by the way, part of the exclusive trim package. And you have this polished aluminum door handles as well as the window controls. A little bit storage at the bottom of the doors. You have Mercedes-Benz on the door sill. Check this out, tons of room. Now I like that the interior is nice and airy and bright, but the floors are actually in black, so they don't show too much dirt. One of the other features in this vehicle option is the panoramic sunroof. Look how much light it adds into the vehicle. So seats are very nice and comfortable. This is not leather, this is the MB Tex. In order to get leather, you have to actually pay extra for it. I do like this foldable cup holder armrest, and I think that's also changed from last year, which they were sticking out from the front of the armrest. Now they're actually incorporated, and I think that's better. You have the cargo nets in the driver and passenger seats, vents in the back, no controls for your rear HVAC system. You have a little bit of nook for something, a little bit more storage underneath here, 2 USB Type-C ports at the bottom, and a very slight bump due to it being a 4Matic. Well, let's listen to the sound of the closing door before I jump inside. Boom. Wow, 10 out of 10. I gotta tell you, super solid. See what we have on the front door panel. So you have the heated and ventilated seats. You can also adjust the heating and ventilation for the passenger seat if you wanted. Burmester speaker 3 passenger memory seats, and then you have the lock, unlock, window mirror lock controls. Here's your gate release in the back, some storage at the bottom. Of course, the same configuration as far as the colors as we've seen in the back. You do have power seats, of course, and they're nicely profiled. I do like the color. I think it makes this vehicle a lot lighter looking. Now you do have this illuminated Mercedes-Benz on the door sill, and let me jump inside. I'll show you the rest of it. Here on the interior of this 2024 GLE, you'll find all of the Mercedes technology features that you'll find in most of the modern Mercedes-Benz vehicle. Now, one thing that I don't see is this new screen that they put up in the GLC, this portrait mode, although there's really nothing wrong with those 12.3-inch screens that you find, two of them in here. There is a new steering wheel, however. I haven't seen that in the previous year, so the steering wheel is new. Now you have the buttons on both sides. The left-hand side controls what's going on in the instrument cluster in front of you, and there is your home, scroll, and OK back button. That also adjusts your dynamic cruise control, and on the right-hand side, you control what's going on in the main infotainment screen. So again, the same kind of setup, home, back, and OK. And this one also have the volume controls, phone controls, voice controls, and favorite button right here. Lots of piano black. Not loving it. There's going to be a fingerprint magnet, but most of the manufacturers unfortunately are doing that. And then back here you have the pedal shifters, and let's see what's going on in the instrument cluster. So I have it in the off-road mode screen, so you can see your pitch and lean and compass, but that's not your standard Mercedes-Benz screen. You can actually change them to the way you like it. The classic one, the standard one that most people use, is this one. If you like something a little bit more sportier, you can also opt in for the sporty, fiery red color, right? Like this. Now you can set up your navigation if you'd like to be in your screen. I think that would be a little bit distracting, although that way you can have the navigation in front of you and, you know, for example, media on the side, if that's what you prefer. That's why we have choices. Assistance, off-road, service, you know, that tells you coolant temperature, engine oil level, you know, and the messages regarding service that would be displayed here. I'm actually going to switch it back to my classic mode. Now let's move on to this other screen. That's also a 12.3-inch screen, and that can be controlled several different ways. You can control it via touchscreen if you'd like to, control it on the steering wheel, or on this trackpad that's right in the middle, whichever is easier. Of course, you can also control it via voice. So let's take a look at the navigation system right here. I think this is part of this exclusive trim package. And so here's your navigation system on the Mercedes. We can go and take a look at the phone. Now you have the wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility, which is really nice. As far as the radio, you have the AM, FM, Sirius, XM. Media, you can play through your phone or any other connected devices. Apps, there's a Mercedes Me, weather, browser, gallery, that type of stuff. Here's your comfort features. You have the seat kinetics, and play it, basically kind of like a massage, but not really. But it basically moves the seat a little bit so you stay awake. Pause it, go back from here. Heating settings, automatic seat positioning. Again, if you want to put in your height, the vehicle will do the positioning for you. And you can reset all the options. We can also go in comfort mode, go up to the very top, and you see the ambient light. You can change the different colors. Right now we have it in the ocean blue, and it's really hard to see because we're in the bright light. You can see a little bit reflection right in the footwell down there. You can also see just slightly right on the side. And everywhere, like underneath the trim pieces, this is nicely illuminated. We can change the brightness, like right now it's all the way up to 10. Change the different effects, greetings, climate, multicolor animation. And colors, you can have the multicolor or monochrome, depending on what you like. 64 colors as far as the monochrome. Multicolor, not as many, but very nice as well. Hit that in the ultramarine, changes a bit. Again, it's hard to see because of all the light that's getting inside of this vehicle. Well, let's go back to the home screen. Here's your off-road mode. That's basically what I had set up in the instrument cluster before, with a few more features. So you have your pitch and roll, you have your compass at the bottom, you have tire pressure that says it's available a few minutes after driving. You can see what's the percentage of the turning, like right now I'm turning the steering wheel, you can see this number changes, and you also see where that torque is getting to. I think if I put it in gear, well, I'm not going to play with it while filming, but I believe that's where you can see where that torque is going from the engine. Now let's see, this is the downhill assist, traction control. I'm not sure, not in the current program that says. Parking assist, here's your camera. So you do have the 360, here's your front camera image. Drive forward to view the ground. Oh, so this is basically that transparent hood camera, yep, that records the image to what's going on underneath here. See how it looks? This is really good for off-roading too. While we're looking at this, let's take a look at the rear view camera and see what we have. So we have the 360, really good quality too, and the super good quality. I love Mercedes-Benz cameras. And then on the side here, you can see the different angles and where it's coming from. See, I just woke up the assistant here because it's trying to communicate with me, but I muted her. Here's your side view, another side view. Here's your basically a 360 view. Check surroundings.
Can you say that again, please?
Hey Mercedes, quit.
How can I help?
Thank you. Here's your trailer camera. See how nice it was and polite? I said quit and it did. And this is your rear view camera. Back to the screen right here. So this is very interesting. This is a new feature from Mercedes-Benz, either for the last year or this year. I think it was last year too. They had it. And let's go back to the previous screen. Here's your info. That's basically gives you all the consumption, vehicle, engine data. Anything that you need is right in front of you. That's why I love the MBUX, such a robust system. And then you go to settings, that's your driving settings, collision avoidance, assistance, camera, etc. And right on top you have other menus for vehicle, light, system, info. I think for vehicle, that's where you're gonna be setting up your driving, manual shifting on or off, automatic gas station search, car wash mode, trailer type. Well, you probably have to go to school to just learn everything about it, or at least play around with it for, several days, and you'll be okay. And smartphone. So here's your smartphone integration. You can connect my phone to it, and this is it. This is your infotainment system down at the bottom. Check this out. Look at this trim, this walnut trim. I really like it. It's not shiny, it's natural color. I love it. It fits perfectly with the interior of it. And I do like those vents here as well. You can open them, close them, really nice and powerful. Here's your shortcuts for your climate control. And then this trim continues in the middle console. You can open this up, of course. You have your wireless charging, 2 USB-C ports, cup holders. Here's your trackpad. Here's your dynamic drive modes. By the way, what do we have? You have your individual drive mode, sport, comfort, eco, and off-road mode. Now the off-road, I believe it's the new mode that is available. Maximum speed 68 miles per hour. Well, I don't think anybody's gonna go 68 miles an hour in the off-road unless you're in some kind of a Baja mode. Here's your trackpad, volume, mute, navi, map, radio, media, telephone. Actually, this is very intuitive. It's really nice. You put your hand right here. This is your palm rest, and then you go to work. Let your fingers do the talking, right? And I do like this handles that are nicely wrapped in this ambi text with a little bit of contrast stitching. And then again, this is the ambient lighting going on. Push the button to open up a little bit more storage. And then what do we have here? Here's the wheel locks for the Mercedes-Benz. And now you have the USB-C up on top. Frameless mirror, really nice. You have the HomeLink system. And then of course you have your light controls, your sunroof controls. Now on the newer ones, it's basically a slide touch button. This still has the old style, but it opens up this huge shade, and then you can open up the moonroof as well. Gives you a lot more light in this vehicle. And then of course you can control your LED lights, turn them on, nicely come to life. I really like this vehicle. Well, let's see how it drives with this new hybrid, mild hybrid assist. Before we take it on the road, let's talk pricing for a second here. And I don't have the exact pricing for 2024 for all of the models because Mercedes hasn't released them on their website yet, but it is more expensive than 2023. Just for comparison purposes, you can see that the 350 4Matic for 2023 starting MSRP was $60,200. Starting MSRP on 2024, $62,650. The one that I'm sitting in right now, it's about $74,000, and I'm going to make sure that I am going to list all of the equipment in the description of this video so you can take a look and see. Now, an exciting model that's coming out for 2024 is the plug-in hybrid, and as soon as they get it, I'm going to bring it on the channel because this can be a game changer for a lot of people. It's going to have up to 40 miles all-electric driving range, so basically for those who live and work in the city, it could be a no-brainer, and they can take it on the longer trips. So I'm really excited about that vehicle. As far as the other trim levels, I'm going to update it once Mercedes releases all the pricing and features of all of them. But let's take this one on the road really quick. I do like this camera system. Super nice. You can see the top down view. You can see the trajectory lines that are super accurate. I usually don't trust all of those electronics I get in so many different cars, but this seems like it is very accurate. Out of this parking structure, and let's take it on the road. I gotta tell you, that feels really, really good. I had to do a lot of turning inside of it, and it feels very confident. The steering system is very light, maybe too light for some people, but it's very precise as well. And then of course we're in the sport mode, but I have those little stop bumps, and it doesn't feel uncomfortable. Now there's new colors that are coming out. There's this gray color that Mercedes-Benz didn't have for 2023. I saw one on the truck. I don't know what the name of this color is, so I'm waiting for some of the information to be released from Mercedes, and then hopefully maybe we're going to do the plug-in hybrid that is going to be that color. Let's see if we can find a spot here to do a 360, and yes, this parking lot is wide open, especially for me, to see how this vehicle turns. I gotta tell you, it turns really good, there's no question about it. But let's measure it up. So turn the steering wheel all the way to the left, and let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1/8 as far as the parking spots. Yeah, about that. So really nice and tight turning. There's no question Mercedes is one of the best in this area. Let's see, that output as far as the horsepower, 255, it's the same as it was last year, so there's not much changes, but the addition of this mild hybrid system, technically it gives you a better acceleration. Here's your merging in traffic test. I like it. Very nice, smooth. One of the things that I see some people might be complaining about is the steering. It's almost too light. But, you know, many people like it. Let's see if I can stop right here and then accelerate from 0. 60. Honestly, I don't see that much of a difference in acceleration from this to 2023 model. To me, it's about the same. They're quick, they're capable, they're not super quick. This is not a performance SUV, but it's definitely faster than some of the more horsepower non-luxury vehicles. It's faster than my Honda Pilot, which got technically 30 more horsepower. Well, overall, a very positive experience with this GLE350. I really like it. I think they're the best for a reason. Different driving dynamics than BMW for sure, but this is more comfort oriented, while BMW is going to be more sport oriented. This would be enough for me for the everyday driving, but if you need more power, like I said, the more trims are coming, then you're going to have the plug-in hybrid with, I think it's going to be about 350 horsepower or so more powerful than this. And then there's going to be the AMG series that are going to be available soon as well. So if the GLE63 AMG is not enough for you, then I don't know what is. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you learned one thing. And if you did, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave me a like. I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.